today this is the super simple easy project I was telling you guys about last week in the Dollar Tree haul. We had these plastic bunnies that you can use as a fence around your house, I guess. But these are the ones that I made last year. I did not do a video because I wasn't doing videos at that time. And look how well they held up outside because I had them outside for Easter. I used the daisy sort of flower. I'm not sure if that's the name. So I do have one here. And they are calling them daisies because these are the ones, pretty similar, that I used. So, these are for the eyes, of course, and you can change them if you wanted. You can use the little googly eyes in there. And then, of course, I used the Dollar Tree ribbon. And all I did was hot glue these on there. So, I'm going to just show you how quick and easy these are to make. Here is the other one that I made. And how simple is this? Now, I know some of you are advanced crafters. I do get some rather rude comments because we're all on a different learning. Some people are just getting started crafting, even if you're an advanced crafter. I love crafting, but I put these out in front of my house. I didn't want something plain like this. So, you know, for some of you that aren't interested in this, that's fine, but please be respectful of those that might be. And I just thought that this was something sweet and that you could put out in front, and we're all preparing for spring, so why not spruce it up? So here's what you need. All you need is your plastic frame, and you don't need to do anything to it. Again, kitchen shears from Dollar Tree, but I wanted to show you these. These are the floral snips, but they're perfect for crafting too. And you know, like we have our plastic things that we need to open. Look at how well that cuts. So you might want to grab a pair of these because these sell out really fast, and these are in the spring, you know, like planting section. So you might want to get a pair of those. And then, of course, all you're going to do is you're going to pick what color you want for your body. And I am, again, going to use the daisies for my eyes. And I picked these for the body, and what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to add a little pink to the belly right in the center just to give it a little decor in the center. And then this time what I'm going to do is I am going to use one of these, which these are called cattail, for the nose. And then I'm going to take some of this grass and I'm going to make little whiskers on it. So let's get started, and all you need is a hot glue gun. Again, I've been getting a lot of questions on where I get my hot glue gun. Because I have a business, I go to a wholesale place and they sell these. The problem is they sell out so quickly. So if I can offer to that, you know, them to you, I most certainly will start to see if I can add an invoice or something for some of the items that I only get here locally because I am a business. So, and I love it because look how thick the glue gun sticks are, and you don't have to keep changing it out. So it is perfect, but it's extremely hot. So let me pull this back a little bit so you guys can see what I'm doing. Okay, and here's our frame. Okay, so all I'm going to do, what I always do is I start with my eyes. It's just my thing. I'm getting them centered, and let's see, where are my eyes? Now, this one here I thought would be really, really cute for the tail. And this one is a hydrangea. These ones here, let's see, do I have a name on these? These are dahlias, okay? So if you're looking for the flowers I'm using, those are a dahlia. These are a mum, so this would be cute for a tail too because it's kind of fluffy. And then here's the daisies that I'm going to use for my eyes. Now, of course, if you're going to use them for the eyes, you want to make sure that you get two that are about the same size. Okay, and yes, I did something similar like this, but I used plastic canvas when I did the owl with the flowers. That's on my YouTube channel if you've never seen it. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to add some hot glue. Okay, and I'm just going to glue it right to the frame where the little eye is. Okay, that's all I'm going to do, is just add them there. So this is a super duper easy project, just another way to spruce up our front yards as we're getting ready to bloom. I'm so excited that spring is here and that we're able to do that. So look at this one, so big and fluffy. I might not even have to add any more like I did on this one because these flowers were a little bit different. But now that I'm looking, I don't think those eyes were a daisy. They might be a mum or something different, but they got that yellow center, so I'm not quite sure. I'm sure one of you guys that are good with flowers can tell me what that is. I love when you guys give me different ideas because sometimes I have a little chemo brain and I forget different things. So please be patient with me as well. I know that I'm forgetful at times. So now all we're going to start doing is we're going to start adding the rest of our bunny on. Okay, so again, we're just hot gluing. I'm not even taking off this green backing. I'm just adding them just the way I have them here. Okay, and as you can see for the ears, I need 2. So as we're going, we can count and see how many flowers I actually used. Oh, I think that's so cute. Look. Okay, so, and this isn't going to take long at all. This is just going to take a short amount of time to do this. And as I always tell you guys, I might turn it off and come back on so that you guys aren't waiting for me. I know some of you want to get right to it and see how things turn out. Okay, so that's really, really cute for the ears. I love it. Let's do the cheeks. And last summer when I saw these, I was like, what can I do with this frame? Now you can see this bunny has the little whiskers on it right here. So why not let's use our little grass, our cattail. So when you put this one on, make sure you don't cover up your eye there and make it too close, okay? You don't want to close that up there. Okay? So add that more to the whisker area. And it's making your bunny face, you know, you're making it a little bit fuller. Okay, and now we're going to start coming down around the body. And there is a little cottontail here. So that's what I'm saying. If you wanted to add one of those mums to make it a different color for your tail, we can do that. Let's see. Here is, I like the, well, these are kind of small. So I don't think I'm going to use those. But the ones I think I'm going to use is going to be this one then. Because this is one flower. Okay, so I'm going to use this one for the tail. So you can decide, we're going to pop that right on the end here. So now our tail is done. So here's our little cottontail, and then we're going to add those flowers in there, and I'm almost done. Let's see here. So if you want to do them bright in color, you can do them bright in color. If you want to do, and then we'll just add a ribbon. So what I'm going to do is, I'm going to fill this in, and I'll be right back, and then we can finish up with adding our whiskers and our ribbon. Okay, so I'm back, and now we're just going to finish up, and it literally took maybe about 10 minutes. I just didn't want to keep you guys waiting. And once we finish it up and we put our little ribbon around the neck and we put our little whiskers on, these flowers are a lot bigger than these ones, so these ones actually took the shape. You know, it just depends on what you want to do. I actually like my crazy bunny with the blooming flowers here. So it just depends, and I just added some cherry blossom in the center here. Here's our little cattail nose, and we're going to add our whiskers on here. So what I'm going to do first is I'm going to add my little ribbon, and all I did was make a big knot with that. I didn't do too much with it as far as making something out of nothing. And what I do before I cut it off is I'm going to see how big I want it. So let's see. That's a little big. I don't like to waste. I think that's perfect. So if I go to there, and I use my table, I'm saying I'm about 28 inches long. And the reason I'm saying that is because my table here is always marked at 6'6", so the whole table is 24 inches. So from there to there is 24, and yeah, so I'm about 30 inches. So then all I'm going to do is, of course, line these two up, get to my center here, and make my bow. And because there's wire in here, it gives you a lot of room to play and fix it. Okay, so but before you make your knot, you want to make sure that you're showing the way you want to be shown. So you got to turn all this inside out for your center. Okay, so that the egg is showing. You want to flip this around, you want to flip this around, and you might have to play with this a little bit, but it's pretty simple. See, so I kind of got it right. I didn't pull it completely tight, but my two ribbons are faced forward. This is showing pretty good. They're both this way. I have the wire to work with, and it came out pretty good. So that's all you have to do is when you go to make that knot, make sure that everything is faced forward, and then just pull it tight. Okay, so now we just open this up, turn this a little bit, and that's what's nice about working with the wire. because it's nice and easy. So there we have our cute little bow. And we can always trim it up. Okay, so we can put that on there. And I can always make this a little smaller on both sides if I want. Tighten it up again. And then I can take it. And the girls told me on the last one when I want to make my little V's here to fold it in half again. See, I listen, I pay attention. And these are actually good for scissors too. I told you guys that. Okay. And there's a name for that. Again, I'm drawing a blank, but see, there we have our little V in there that we want. And let's see. Do I want to leave it long? You know what? I'm actually going to leave this ribbon long this time. I'm going to leave it like that. These are a little shorter. Again, these were from last Easter. So it just depends on what you want to do. And I'm just going to add hot glue to this. I'm going to put that in the center here. Okay. So there's, oops. Look, it fell right off. I didn't make sure I pressed it in there. So press it in there real good. Okay, hold it for a minute. And then we're going to be able to poof this ribbon up. And if you're going to put them outside, now this one I didn't. I had them out front in my little thing where I keep my flowers. So when it rains and stuff, it does get wet. But if you wanted to, you could Scotch guard it. But you can see it didn't really do any damage. I had one by my side door and one by my back door. And neither one of them are really damaged at all. Okay, so if you wanted to cut your ribbon a little bit shorter here, you could. Or you can do, you know, it's smaller like I have on the other ones. I just thought it was kind of cute to leave them bigger. You can poof these out like that. And we're going to add our whiskers on there and we're going to be all done. So I just wanted to share this fun, simple project. So here is the cattail. And again, we used about 3 of the floral stems, but I used a variety of different ones. So it just depends on what you pick. But if you wanted to just go around the whole shape of it, it's about 3. And then, of course, the eyes, depending on what you want to do. Now, for this one here, all I'm going to do is I'm going to take off this little cattail. And I am going to snip this off. Okay, and this has this little thing on here already, so I don't have to really do anything. And are they about even? Yep, there's 3 and 3. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to tuck it behind the little nose that I have on there. And I'm just going to glue it in there, okay? I can trim it later. So if I want to trim it, I can. I'm going to trim it later. But right now, all I care about is getting it tucked in behind the nose. Okay, and I might actually just leave it a little longer. Okay, so when you tuck it in, you can't really see it from the back side. Okay, you just want to make sure it's glued in there, but I glued it behind the nose. And if you wanted to make more whiskers, which I think that's what I'm going to do. There we go. I'm going to do a double whisker there. And I can always trim this down. Okay, so I have a double whisker in there. There we go. So we have a little double whisker. Okay. And I didn't use the cattail last year or these whiskers, so I thought it was kind of cute to add something different. And let's take 2 off of here. Again, we need 2 for each side. Well, not each side, but we use 2 and 2. Okay, so look, these cut good for scissors, and they also cut good for snips. And then here, we'll cut here. And then save these little cattails here for something else. Okay, so if you wanted to glue them together this time or do them separate, however you want to do it, you can. Okay, and we'll glue these inside here. Now again, some of you always ask about the back on things. I'm just using these for my house. If you wanted to sell these at a craft show coming up, they're so super simple to make. I would just use maybe a piece of felt or something to cover it if you wanted to. Again, try to get your whisker, you know, to kind of be even on both sides. Okay. So we have the whiskers on both sides. You have your little nose that I didn't do last year. You have your ribbon. All you got to do is poop it up. And you can use these out in front of your house. So it just depends on what you want to do. And these are the ones that I, again, did last year. This is the one I just did this year with you guys. And again, this one's a lot lighter, but it just looked like a fluffy bunny to me. I don't know. That's why I did it this way this year. So this is just something cute that you can add to your front yard. And you have 2 weeks to make them. So have fun making your own. And I will see you all on the next project. Bye now.